Alright everybody, got another match here. Kind of a bit of a mini continuing series that I'm doing about these weak flanks, overload flanks, overmatch flanks, and how to handle it. One thing that I've actually noticed as I've been kind of doing this is I have been much more intentional about how I approach these, and I actually find that it's been helping my own matches. Um, in this match, so I'm looking at who I've got. This is a 6-7 match. I've got two tier 6 ships on with me on my flank. You know, I believe the Miyoko was not in a fleet, possibly even didn't have camo. Should have paid more attention when I just looked at it. Um, that doesn't mean everything. It could be a camo I've got turned off. Like, whatever. He could still be amazing. It doesn't really matter. But, when I started this flank, I specifically looked at those two ships and I was like, you know what? I'm probably going to end up having to do a lot of this myself. No offense to them, everybody starts somewhere, but it's just realistic to think about what you're playing with. So instead of just diving straight into the flank or into the cap, I am specifically trying to position so that I can use these islands for cover if I do have to disengage. Um, you will also notice that my Mainz build is unique. I have no concealment on this. I have rudder third slot. I've got Rieger wall running. Ooh, who do I have on there? Einstein, because a lot of the ships that I run it on have atrocious turret traverse to that 5 times fast. Like I run it on the Aegir and the Siegfried and stuff like that, and the turret traverse really helps with how I play the ships. And then I just find that the rudder is, I wouldn't generally recommend rudder slot 3 for most players, most ships. Concealment is like why just generally probably better in most situations. For me personally, I just find it more fun on the Mainz. It's got like a 10-second rudder without rudder mod. Rudder mod brings it down to like 6 something, 6 or something like that. It's just a lot more fun to play. I'm not playing these ships to just like, oh my gosh, I must win every game and try the, I like winning, but I also like having fun. And I just generally find them more fun with a slightly faster rudder. I like to play the ship at range, dodging some stuff, but I also like to get in close, use the torpedo loadout and the impressive AP DPM when the situation arises. So you can see my two teammates are still alive. You can see in the distance we've got a ship coming over from the middle, but we've got Flandre and some Amagi up north. That's are the ships, the red ships that we spawn opposite to. So we had 2 tier 6 and 1 tier 7. They had 2 tier 7 and 1 tier 6. So we're already in a bit of a mismatch, especially considering they have, 2 tier 7 battleships. We don't have a destroyer. There's only 1 destroyer in each side on this match, and ours left B and went to C. That whole flank is pretty much out of vision for most of this match. So I'm not 100% sure what's happening over there, but they do get the red destroyer. I don't know if they get it now or they get it later. They do manage to take out the red destroyer, so I appreciate that. But right now, yeah, our Yoko goes down. Fine. Like, honestly, I kind of expected that. I didn't fully expect this Flander to just YOLO push in, so I am not in the best position to take care of him, but you'll notice that I do generally have cover from the ships north of me, and that was very intentional when I spawned. When I started this flank is like kind of be close to the cap to try to contest it, since the Amagi did kind of bail on the flank. He's hiding out, again, not a bad idea. I don't know that he's in a place to be that effective. And the Colorado behind me, he is broadside, but you can see he's kind of kiting out. He's far enough away. He's living long enough. I can't see it from his perspective. He might be better angled than he looks from my perspective, but he's pretty broadside. So, if I were him, I would prefer to be a little more angled than that. But honestly, like, he's doing what he's doing. He's getting this Flander spotted. I'm trying to sneak some shots over the island as I keep moving. To avoid any of their incoming fire from ships that I may or may not be able to see. See, they are not in cap yet. Yeah, the Amagi just landed some shots behind me as I'm trying to dodge his Flander. That one got maybe 1 pin, 1 over pin. Not too bad, and I'm just trying to get this guy down. The AP is doing work, just trying to stay alive. I've actually, the Colorado, he's still alive. I can actually free farm this Flander. I do have to back up just a little bit, because I'm worried about the Amagi going forward. So I get spotted again. A little bit lucky on that one. Flander does overmatch me. So yeah, again, just kind of really trying to get this off the board, because if there's an Odin coming over from the middle flank, so now it's going to be, it's 2v4 right now. It's about to be, you know, worse than that. So if I can get this, I just really need this Flander to be gone. He is really bullying me at this point, but he has sacrificed all of his health to do it, and the Colorado actually finishes him off. So again, like, the point of this kind of whole series, both for me and if anybody ever ends up watching it, completely writing off your teammates is a theme that I've seen a lot of recently, and I think it's short-sighted and kind of not the best way to play the matches, even for yourself. Whoops, that's you know, trying to do the best what you can while recognizing that they may not be the best, most experienced, or even just most appropriate for the match. And this one, like, I don't particularly fault either of the ships I spawned with. I think the Miyoko could have done more to keep himself alive for longer, but Flander is probably as fast or faster than he is running down the middle. So I don't know how much choice he had from his perspective to get out. So right here you see, yep, the Odin has spotted me. I'm just kind of aggressively pushing across from the middle, and I take a whack from the Amagi, who is kind of moving back and forth north of us. And that's specifically what I've been trying to avoid, going back and forth behind this island, because the Mainz has decent armor, but the Amagi does overmatch pretty much everywhere. If I get a hit in like the side of the belt. Here I think I kind of make a mistake. There may have been a position I could get to help do more damage to that Odin while he's spotted by the Colorado. I'm not sure about the geometry of this or how I can angle. Mostly I was worried, again, that hit from the Amagi kind of spooked me. I am capping right now because it's a Guro, which is slightly modified Miyoko, I believe. North of me. So he's there. I'm afraid he's going to spot me. I'm afraid the Amagi's going to hit me. The Odin, if he switches to AP, he's close enough. He can absolutely hit me. He shoots HE most of the match, and just the HE on Odin isn't bad, but just for anybody watching this who plays the Odin, like, don't neglect the AP. They're 305s, but they do a lot of damage. The damage on them is almost as much as on the German 15-inch guns, so please don't neglect the AP on Odin. So I do get the cap. I don't know if I could have saved the Colorado, helped do more damage on the Odin. I'm not sure. I think, this island is high enough. The Mainz has faster shell velocity. I don't know if I could sneak over this and still stay alive, stay unspotted. I'm not 100% sure. So I took the conservative play in that to just try to get the cap. In retrospect, maybe there was something I could do to help that Colorado. So, what ifs, whatever. Here, I'm a bit bummed. I thought the Amagi had been staying out there long range, kind of moving back and forth. I was hoping he would be out of spotting range from me, but obviously with the Colorado gone now, he's completely free to move in. I honestly think he could have been moving in a lot sooner, but he takes the conservative play as well, so I can't really fault him for that. And he does hit me for like another two regular pins there. That hurts. I have no heals left. So, and of course with my monster detection, like, I can't go dark here. So I'm shooting him, trying to get some damage on him. You can see my team on the other side has actually cleaned up that flank. They have the advantage. Thankfully, they did manage to convert it into some cap and ship sinks. So good for them. You'll see this Pojarski actually has a great game. So, but again, I literally can't see anything that's happening over there except for the general ship position. So I don't really know what's going on, but I'm 1v3 over here. Just trying to do my best. Again, to the point of this series, I certainly don't know that this is a win without that Pojarski having a great game. It could have been, it could not have been, I'm not sure. So I have to admit that, I didn't win this on my own, but I have to think that if I don't stay alive over here, if I don't cap this point, if I don't tie down, I've got 3 ships tied down on me right now. Do they win Seaside? I don't know. Maybe he gets a 5,000 experience game if I don't do any of this, but maybe they cap this point and they go cap B and we don't get it, because you'll actually see in a second something that drives me nuts. Our destroyer is in B right now, and then just inexplicably to me, he leaves B to go north. He literally could do exactly what he does for the rest of the game, while also trying to spam capture B, but somehow I'm off the cap. Fail on my part. I'm just saying, like, guys, just go through B. Why aren't you going through B? He could spot the Amagi if he went south. I could shoot the Amagi over the island. Like, there's so many things. I'm actually literally trying to message him right here. Like, dude, just go B. Just go B. Literally do the same thing. Just go through B. He could get everything that he does for the rest of the match in Cat B, and that would be helpful. He would have spotted this Amagi before he's here. I'm spotted again by the Haguro, so I'll take some shots. I'm at far enough range at this point, and you also see that his turrets are pointed that way. So I'm relatively safe right now, even though I have almost no health. But here comes the Odin. Don't hit. Probably is not running an accuracy build. You can definitely get away with Hipper. Hide, I love Odin. But if you don't, honestly, you can run a few different builds, but I really don't find secondaries on it that effective. Doesn't have enough, doesn't have the range. But the main guns and the torpedoes and the armor, they're not bad. It's more of a like big chunky cruiser than a battleship. So anyway, at this point I'm still harassing the red team from this super far away position, but like, I'm alive, they at least have to worry about me. I can at least get some damage. I'm just like, team, why is nobody capping B? There's 1, 2, 3 ships that are going north of B. No one is in B. We know for a fact that it's not contested because we've seen all 3 red ships still in A, and not a single ship is in B. It's driving me nuts. Yeah. This game should generally be one at this point. You know, you never can count on it, especially since this Benson is like smoking up to drop spot to like, I don't know, shoot the Amagi. He literally could do that right in that little northwestern corner of the B cap. He'd do the exact same thing that he's doing and do it in the cap and get free points. Don't leave points on the table, guys. Just, I think a cap is about 2/3 of a 100-0 ship kill. Like, you might as well cap it. Don't sacrifice your ship to do it. You might as well cap it. Like, it's points, it's experience, it's credits, I assume. So at this point, I'm far enough away I can't get back to either of the caps, but we have a commanding point lead, so let's see. 1, 2, 3 ships. I think even if all of those ships sink, we should still win. There's a battleship, I think it's a Roma, that we'll see in a second, actually gets into B. I don't think that he's even in position to possibly get sunk by the red team, so I think this is a guaranteed win. Regardless of what happens, but it is just like driving me nuts. Just cap B, come on, dude. But hey, again, like, you have to play the game that you're given. And I'm not here to pretend that that doesn't drive me nuts. You can see in this game, I'm messaging him, I'm spamming him, I'm talking to him like any way that I can get communication for him to just cap B. But he doesn't, so it's like, what am I going to do? You know, I can be mad at him, I can be frustrated with him, I certainly was in the match, but at some point, like, that's the game we have. You know, we saw their Flander just drive right through the middle. We saw this Odin abandon mid come over here, and like, I think he kind of did burn down the Colorado, but the Colorado was going down anyway. He was like no health, so I am not trying to beat up on this Odin. I'm not trying to beat up on the Benson. I think it's just so worth remembering and paying attention to. Like, these plays happen. They happen on both teams. Taking advantage of it or being prepared for it, playing around it, is definitely a way to separate a win from a loss. This might have been a win anyway, but if I go in and get death struck by the Flander or the Amagi, our Colorado and Myoko go down, that's 4 ships that get to push into B, cap B, and then flank my team at C before they finish at C. So, did I win this match? I don't know. The Pujarski has a great game. There's a few other players that played well. I certainly did not do this on my own. But I think just from the beginning, playing with the knowledge of how this game was likely to go helped make it a win instead of a, cash out early loss. So, certainly a decent match. Mainz is a fun ship. Wald's a great captain. And yeah, you see that guy's got 3,500. He had a great game. Good job to him.